Okay, I'm going to continue into John, the Gospel of John, chapter 2. And I want to say that throughout a couple of videos ago, I was talking about the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. And you can see that throughout the Gospels, throughout the Bible. I explained in Genesis where there's prophecy interlaced into the verses of chapter 3 of Genesis. And anyway, with knowing that prophecy, I guess that's the point I've been trying to make, is that knowing that the Bible is just, there's prophecies woven into the Bible all throughout, and it all really points to Jesus, because the messianic prophecies is what we talk about before Jesus came and after Jesus came. There's end times prophecies and things, and all of those tie into an ultimate redemption of Israel. And if you don't study prophecy, you won't see that. So that's the big picture. It's not just about us becoming believers and getting saved. It's about God's plan to save the world, and also to punish the world of those that don't turn to the truth in Jesus Christ. And it's a fascinating book to study, and it never gets old. That's because it's the living word from God. So anyway, with that said, I'm going into John 2. And the third day, there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. And both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus saith unto them, They have no wine. And Jesus saith unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. His mother saith unto the servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Firkin is a measurement. I don't know how much, but I do know that the firkins is a measure. Jesus saith unto them, Fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim. And he saith unto them, Draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bare it. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and saith unto him, Every man at the beginning doth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now. This beginning of miracles did Jesus in Cana of Galilee, and manifested forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. After this he went down to Capernaum, and he and his mother and his brethren and his disciples, and they continued there not many days. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables, and said unto them that sold doves, Take these things hence, make not my Father's house an household of merchandise. And his disciples remembered that it was written, The zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. Then answered the Jews, and saith unto him, What sign shewest thou unto us, seeing that thou doest these things? Jesus answered and said unto them, Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building, and wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? But he spake of the temple of his body. So I want to stop right here, that from verse 19 through 21, where Jesus says, destroy this temple. They're in Jerusalem, and there's a temple in Jerusalem. So it took 46 years to build that temple. And Jesus is saying, tear down, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. He was referring to, this is another one of those, the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. Jesus is speaking here of something they don't understand yet. But later on, they will. The disciples will. They'll understand. They'll remember this. So anyway, back to I'm going to read verse 21 again and keep going. But he spake of the temple of his body. When therefore he was risen from the dead, his disciples remembered that he had said this unto them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Jesus had said. Now when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover in the feast day, many believed in his name when they saw the miracles which he did. But Jesus did not commit himself unto them, because he knew all men, and needed not that any should testify of man, for he knew what was in man.